Now, you probably have a very, very valid question when first listening to this show, and that is, why is this show called LIGMA? Well, the answer is very simple. LIGMA boy! This is a very, very simple show that basically has one premise and one premise only, and that is, you ask me questions at email on the screen right now. I answer questions on this podcast. /show, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably refer to it as podcast at some point by accident. I obviously needed somebody to give me some first questions, considering the fact that you haven't seen this yet. So I had Brennan, fellow gamer, fellow feller, who has been gaming with me for the last several years, and has been friends with me for the last several years, and I had him come up with 6 questions, and today I'm going to be answering all 6 of those questions in the first ever episode of LIGMA. Without further ado, grab some popcorn or a snack or something. You look a little hungry. Let's get into the episode. So the first question I have here is, why did I name the podcast LIGMA? And what was the inspiration for the podcast? That is very, very simple. So the reason I wanted to name the podcast LIGMA, I was originally, I like to create an acronym that I find funny and then find words to fit that acronym. So I had the acronym in my mind before I even came up with the words. LIGMA stands for Licensed Idiot Gives Moderate Advice. And I say all of that because I do not usually have, like, crazy hot takes. I'm not going to give, like, some kind of wild advice or something like that. And I named the podcast that. The original acronym was going to be LIC, simply because I thought that was funny. I couldn't really find a good acronym to fit that, to fit what I wanted the vibe of the show to be. And so I figured, okay, let's pivot. And so, obviously, the next best thing I thought of was LIGMA. And here we are. And as far as the second half of the question, inspiration for the podcast, my inspiration for this show comes from 2 people, and that is Markiplier and Jay Schlatt. Both of them are incredibly entertaining to listen to them just talk and listen to them give advice to people. And, I mean, my goal of this podcast is, even if it's only 1 or 2 people that find comfort in it, even if it's only 1 or 2 people that get, deep questions answered, or get questions answered that, maybe they don't have somebody in their life that is willing to answer deeper questions for them. That is the point of this show. That is the point of this podcast. But we're also going to be a little goofy. We're going to have a fun time as well. It's not going to be just boring existential questions. Question 2 that Brennan gave me was, what will this series be about? I kind of sort of explained that in the last part, but just to kind of reiterate, it's basically whatever you, the audience, want it to be about. Whatever y'all have questions about, email. Again, I'll leave the email in the description down below and on the screen right now. Email that email, literally any questions that you have. I will see all of the emails, at least for the first little bit. So you can pretty much ask me any question, and I'll do my best to answer it. Obviously, there are some questions I'm not going to answer. There are some things I would rather not leave my digital footprint on the internet of me saying. However, most questions I will be willing to answer. So email any of those questions you have there. Question number 3 Brennan has is, what drugs have you done? And that is a very, very simple question. I can rip them off the top of my head. I have done multivitamins. I've done Tylenol. I've done ibuprofen. I've done melatonin. Occasionally, I've done a zinc when I feel myself like getting kind of sick. That sometimes helps boost my immune system a little bit. And I also like to daily do a vitamin C gummy. That is always pretty good for me. Question number 4 from Mr. Brennan is, how many channels have you made in total, dead and running? And he clarified this to me. He is including channels that I have done a substantial amount of work on. And so that would make it, obviously, this channel, Timmy Bug, that's 1. I have 1 Minute Movies, which is my movie content channel. That is 2. I have Timmy Bug Productions, which is my main channel for the longest time, and I still consider it my main channel. It's where I do all my tech content, all my reviews for basically anything but movies, stuff like that. And then I have my very first channel, which y'all can't find anymore because I privated the channel. It's called The Crafting Crew, Minecraft and More. Me and a couple friends decided to make that channel. It was mainly me and another friend, but we had a couple of friends on and help us do stuff on that channel, where we basically just made Minecraft content. I don't understand why we called it Minecraft and More. We literally never made any content other than Minecraft content. I don't really understand why we decided to call it that, but alas. I've edited content for, actually Brennan, the person asking this, I've edited content for 2 of his channels, Nemo Games and Brennan Rules 27. You should go check him out, by the way, Brennan Rules 27 on YouTube. He hasn't posted in a while, but he's hoping to get back to streaming very, very soon. And then I also did substantial work editing and just doing SEO and general back-end production for Series Power PC. I stopped that last year. I worked on that for, I believe, right at a year. And then I feel like I have another channel or 2. I think that I can count off the top of my head that 7 channels that I have had or been substantially involved with. And we're just going to tack another 1 on there as well, call it 8, because I know that there are other channels I've worked on that I'm just having a brain fart right now and can't think about. So I figure that. Question number 5 from Brennan. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Okay. I have a really simple but annoying explanation for this. By technical definition, yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. But if I ask you, hey, could you please bring me a sandwich? I'll pay you back for it. And you bring me a hot dog, the way I am paying you back for it is a swift right hook to the jaw. If you take someone a hot dog after they ask you for a sandwich, you're a terrible person, and I don't want you to subscribe to any of my channels. I don't want you to be involved with my content at all. Yeah, I don't know why that is such a hot debate on the internet. I'm fine saying, yeah, technically it is a sandwich, but you're a menace if you really care about that question much at all. And the final question here that Mr. Brennan asked is, if you had to hide a body, how would you do it? That is going to wrap up Ligma Episode 1. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm not going to do this episodically. It's just going to kind of be me answering questions. I might answer 2 questions per episode. I might answer 5 questions per episode. The video might be 5 minutes long. The video might be 20 minutes long, depending on if I have a lot to talk about or not. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'm hoping to post one of these every single week. I can't guarantee that that'll happen, but I'm hoping to. So thank you all so much for watching this episode. Be on the lookout either later this week or next week early at some point for Ligma Episode 2. We have more questions from Brennan, and remember to email the email on the screen right now if you have questions. I would love to answer them and hopefully be able to provide some help. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next week.